Have you ever owned a motorcycle that you've loved and then you've sold it and years later you say, oh, what have I done? Why did I sell it? Well, that happened to my son. And in 2008, we traveled 4 hours to pick up 3 S2s. The one is still with my buddy, not far from here. And Colin's we made into a really nice orange S2A, and that's right here. Beautiful bike. But then something happened around 2015. He decides to sell it. I try to talk him out of it. He wouldn't listen, and the bike was gone. So now, years later, wiser, he decides, I want another 350. Well, as you know, the 350, the market went up, and a lot of those bikes become unaffordable for us, even project bikes. Then last July, a friend of mine contacted me and said a friend of his in Mississauga had one for sale. We contacted the gentleman, and he made my son an offer we could not refuse. And next thing you know, we're off in the middle of September to Mississauga to pick it up. And that's it here. This is the day we picked it up. And he's quite excited. We're not going to restore the bike. It's going to be a semi-restoration, roadworthy, safety. That's our concern. So he can get out and enjoy his 350 again. Well, we only got, what's 9,700. Missing the ignition switch. Brake will need to be looked at. Everything else here looks pretty good. Yeah, missing the air box. But everything else is there. Let's have a look under the seat. Yeah, so it's got everything. Everything's in decent shape. Shocks are in good shape. Mufflers. We'll just come around this side here. And looks like it's been leaking a little bit. That'd be an easy fix. And get new different handlebars on it. But everything else, the rims look pretty decent. I think they'll come up pretty good. Not bad for a bike that's been sitting 30 years in storage. All right, we've been working on the 350 Kawasaki here, and we got the carbs cleaned. And one of the modifications we had to do is with all the S1, S2s, and S3s, people over tighten these, and they eventually mushroom, and you can no longer clamp the carb tight enough. So you have to cut the groove a little bigger, and we've done that with all 3 carbs. I've also sucked out quite a bit of oil from the crankcase. Sitting for 30 years, it's actually drained a little bit. There's still a little bit left, as you can see. Believe it or not, the bike is actually in not bad shape. I did have to unseize the choke cable today. Now everything is working. Now it's going to get just a little cleanup. Ignition timing has all been set. So it's just now a matter of time. I need an ignition key, of course, and then we can get it fired up. Okay, we are getting ready now to start the bike today, so we're just replacing the ignition switch, and that's out. And we do have a brand new one to go in. Okay, break time. It's just, we think it's actually a little flooded, but got him. Well, maybe I'll put in new plugs. Pretty close. But once we got it cleaned out, as you can see, it runs fantastic for a bike that's been sitting for 30 years. So we did discover it needs a new rectifier. So we're going to put in the rectifier regulator kit that bypasses the old school stuff. And then basically take everything apart and we'll start the semi-restoration on it. Welcome back. It is now winter time and it's been a couple of months now since we got to work on the 350. So I'm going to give you a rundown what we've done. As I mentioned before, this is not going to be a restoration. It's going to be a cleanup rider. We're going to just tidy it up. To go over some of the things we've done, I'll show you here. For instance, we got the pipes cleaned up. I replaced one of the headers here due to having a crack. Yeah, we got the cases cleaned up. I got the fork legs cleaned. These all, they wet sanded. Actually, they come up really good. We got the old tank now back into place. The wiring we got now sorted out. And I have installed 3 brand new oil lines because, as you know, here's the old ones here. They get cracked, and generally where they crack is right about there. And what I've done was I've put on rebuildable check valves. They got brand new balls and brand new springs. The carburetor's got new floats as well as genuine McCuney float valve assemblies. And we replaced the crankshaft seal as well as the sprocket seal. And as you can see, we installed a new sprocket as well. And what we've done here, we've added the accent electronic ignition. I do have these on my Kawasaki H1B, and I've had them on my Suzuki Water Buffalo. So they're great, very dependable ignition systems. I just ran the wire through up here, and then I made a splitter to go to the brake light wire and the whole bit, so I saved the original wiring harness. This here is updated from the, we got rid of the voltage regulator and the rectifier, which a lot of times the regulator would overcharge. And brand new device, so much better. Here's the items we removed. This is the original voltage regulator. They've been known to overcharge. I think they cured them in 74, 75. But here is the old rectifier. And this one failed. So instead of just replacing these, we decided to go with the new unit we just showed you. Far better, more reliable, and constant charging instead of faulty devices. Barry has cleaned it, painted it, and the seat pan, surprisingly, is just like brand new, no rust. We have a brand new seat cover going on. We'll be doing that. I'm going to have to put the phone down and I will show you the finished product when we're ready. Okay, so let's go out now and get it installed. Okay, well that was another job done. The seat looks pretty friggin' good, I gotta admit. The pan is in immaculate shape. That'll last another 50 years. I'll be long gone before it rots out, but my son will still be enjoying it. Our next job is the clutch cable, and then we have the tires to take off to get ready for the new tires that are coming. We have new tubes to put in, and we have the rear fender we got to clean up and paint the bracket and install it here. Then the rest is we're going to have to get the tanks ready, the tailpiece, get it all apart. The painter said he's ready to go to paint it. All right, it's time to get the clutch cable on. Let's get at it. Okay, let's get this tightened up. Perfect. And we'll make an adjustment. Actually, that's pretty close. I think that's almost it. Yeah, just adjust that camera. Hard being a one-man crew. Okay, I think that is good. We're going to leave it at that. I'll just got to button up the little nipple in here to stop the cable from coming out. And then I can get the cover on and move on to the next job. Get all this apart. We're going to get the gas tank taken apart and get ready for paint work. And there's the original blue, but it's going to be orange. Okay, now we got everything off, onto the gas tank. And it appears to be in really good shape. Well, the good news is we got it out. Cap is off. Now we are ready for paint. Well, it is minus 15 Celsius today. I'm going to come out and I'm going to install a new front tire. We'll see you inside. All right, so I tried to get this off and it was stuck on there, so I had to use a lot of heat. So now off she comes. All right, so the front tire is now on and it is looking good. Next step now is to do the back tire. I'm just waiting for rear brakes to come in, and that'll be done shortly.
Okay, we got the sprocket off and everything. I'm going to take that inside and get that cleaned up. Now for the brakes, I already got one clip off. Let's get the second one off. Okay. Oh, these might be on there pretty good. There we go. Normally they are not this hard to get off, but sitting so long. So my next job is I got to take this out and grease it. Okay, so now we got that off. So now I can take this in. Let's get these cleaned up and then I'll be back. Okay, so this is it. Not bad. Just a little wet sanding and just one little polish with mother's polish. And it's not perfect, but you know what? It looks way better than what it originally was. We went ahead and cleaned up the rim the best we could and the hub. It was really bad. And there's still some dirt left to tackle later. But all in all, I think this 350 is going to be a sharp looking bike. All right, so now we have the sprocket on. We've got everything cleaned up, looking good. So let's go ahead and get this tightened. All right, that is done, finished, looking good. On to the next item. Hi, welcome back to the shop. It's been about 2 weeks. Our brakes have now arrived. So we're going to install those along with a new chain. So let's get at it. So we got everything adjusted. Perfect. And when I got the chain on, I discovered this was stripped. Had to remove everything. Luckily, I had some spares. We got the chain guard. I had to add a piece around back here. That needs to be cleaned up. Then that's ready to go for painters as the headlight ears and everything. And we got a good heavy duty chain on it, so the young lad shall never have to wear it out. Perfect. Okay, I've got the other pipes on. I'm just tightening up these ones here. Actually going to leave them a little loose because I still have the mufflers to put on. There. Perfect. It's another job done. All right, so we're still waiting for the paint work, and as you can see up here, I don't have the headlight ears on. All that's gone. That's going to go to the painters here just shortly, so we're running a little behind. Meanwhile, we're going to be putting on the mufflers, and we have new rubber inserts. I already got the other two on, but I'll just go ahead and we'll put the outside one on. Okay. Muffler's on. Just tighten up this little guy under here. That one's tight. That's that one to go in. There we go. Perfect. That is the 3 exhaust now on. And for an old exhaust system, it's actually looking pretty good. And over this way.
In part 2, we'll finish the bike and we'll go for a test ride. Thanks for watching.